This presentation uses redundant audio and video for the benefit of all, including the blind or deaf. In this segment, Two Fundamental Natures Expanded, F2S3, there are two parts. Part 1, Two Fundamental Natures Expanded, Section 3, and Part 2, another tip regarding orienting to or with our source nature. When we are done, we should have an expanded awareness involving source sovereignty and cosmos subjection regarding the two fundamental natures, and another thing we can do in orienting to or with our source nature. Part 1, Two Fundamental Natures Expanded, Section 3. Now, we expand regarding source sovereignty and cosmos subjection. What are source sovereignty and cosmos subjection? Essentially, sovereignty is the power of choice. Absolute, meaning independent sovereignty, is the power of choice that is not granted or governed by anything or anyone else, and regarding source and our source essence, it is part of our source nature, and our source sovereignty exists because we exist. Source consciousness knows that source sovereignty, including sovereignty of our source essence, is absolute sovereignty that is not granted or governed by another. Source, including our source essence, is absolutely sovereign in our hybrid experience, and we are not the subject or sub-sovereign of any other sovereign. In this, all source essence beings are equal, regardless of cosmic device, spirit, soul, or body. What of cosmos subjection? Subjection means subject state of being. The cosmos, including everything therein and thereof, is a subject of source, the Creator's purpose, design, creation, and use. In this, no created thing being or group of created thing beings is sovereign over any source essence being. All created thing beings of the cosmos are subjects of source and source sovereignty. Remember that, of truth, only source is principal, meaning source, and principal, meaning primary and preeminent or sovereign, regarding its created cosmos or universe, including the various cosmoi or universes and all things thereof. And all choices or actions in accord with source nature, including source knowing of source consciousness, are of source sovereignty and its primacy and preeminence. Relating this with cosmos theory of law or equity, sovereignty and jurisdiction belong to source, such that, regarding its cosmos, the creation, and all things therein, source has original and exclusive sovereignty and jurisdiction. Also in this matter, source, including our source essence and source nature, has original and exclusive sovereignty and jurisdiction in our hybrid experience. This undoubtedly rocks the world of the delusional cosmos consciousness with its cosmos coloration, cosmos thinking, cosmos intellect, cosmos reality, or illusion, that thinks that it or its group of created thing beings has any sovereignty over any source essence or what that source essence does. Notice, nothing of cosmos nature has the quality or authority of source sovereignty or source power. We access source sovereignty via source nature orientation and our source essence connection and interface involving our heart. When we choose cosmos orientation or otherwise miss source orientation, perhaps by mistaking illusion for source orientation or sovereignty, we exclude some qualities of source nature, including source sovereignty, from manifesting in our hybrid experience. Notice, choices or actions that are of the cosmos nature and not of our source nature lack the authority of source sovereignty and the effectiveness of source strength. Also, our exercise of our source sovereignty may be met with denial, ridicule, or attack from thing beings of the cosmos nature and its cosmos consciousness. And their delusion may be reinforced by the appearance of some success in getting us out of the so-called picture or otherwise, they may be removed from the so-called picture. When they discover and know their source essence, source nature, and equality with us, there will be no cause of rejecting, hating, abusing, or envying us. Any way it goes, our truth being is endless, indestructible, and indomitable, meaning uncontrollable or untamable. In the dialect of my Alabama redneck background, ain't it great? Part 2. Another tip regarding orienting to or with our source nature. Remember and use our expanded awareness involving source sovereignty, and use and rely on our source essence and its connection and interface involving our heart and all truth that is there and ever available. So, we look inside and rely on our source essence. We have considered and should be aware of expanded fundamentals involving source sovereignty and cosmos subjection, and another tip regarding how we may orient to or with our source nature. This segment, F2S3, has been regarding two fundamental natures expanded, Section 3. Next segment, F2S4, is regarding Section 4 of two fundamental natures expanded, and involving more concepts regarding source nature orientation. Multiple and complete viewings of these segments will aid more complete comprehension. Email any questions or comments to scu.nicemail@gmail.com. Thank you all for receiving this disclosure in active goodwill. Please share this with your social circle and support this communication with a like and subscribe. The STEM Pledger, the source and author, is solely and completely responsible regarding this presentation, a message and gift of disclosure, and you, the hearer or viewer, are solely and completely responsible regarding what you do or do not do with it, and of the effects that you so create.